4 years ago, I was a broke student blowing up all my small trading accounts. I once flipped $100 into $5,000, but I lost it all the next day because I was following that advice from all of these fake gurus online. But once I found the right way, I was able to change my trading around, and now I'm making around $30,000 per month and around $2,000 or $3,000 per trade, as you have seen. Obviously, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying it because if I had to start again from scratch, it would be so much more easier and faster. But lucky for you, in this video, I'll break down the 5 simple secrets to grow your small trading accounts. With that being said, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the video. So this is the average trader's mindset. Let's call him John, okay? John is looking to turn his $2 into $5,000 in 4 days. Easily, because he saw some fake guru online flexing Lambos, showing you how to do that. It's gonna be easy. This is Chad. Chad says that, let me show you the 5 simple secrets to grow your small trading accounts. So secret number 1, quality beats quantity every single time in trading. How many times have you been there? You're in the markets, you have your plan, but it's kind of boring in the markets. It's not doing much. Your setup isn't showing up. So you're like, you know what? Let me just take some shit-tier trades because I just feel like making money, aka these bad apples in this picture. I used to always take these mid-tier setups because I was impatient. I didn't care about my plan. I just wanted to make money. But the fact is, you will not make money in the long run if you just focus on every setup that you see. You gotta focus on the best possible setup. I'm talking like A++. Last week, I only took one single trade because there just simply wasn't no setups. There was only one trade. I'm currently on a 7-0 winning streak because of that, because I focus on A++ setups. Now, normally, obviously, there's usually around 1 or 2 trades per day, but some weeks just don't have them, okay? All you gotta do is stay patient. It's easier said than done because you just want to make money. But I used to feel that way too, until I realized that if I just focus on the best setups, I'm gonna make the most money. And secret number 2 is to build the foundation. Obviously, I'm not talking about no house, but technically yes, in trading. Think of a house. If you start building your house on a shit surface like sand, and you get the foundation, but it's weak, the thing is, you may be able to finish the house, but at some point, a storm comes, a tornado comes, it's gonna collapse the house, and everything is ruined, just like in trading. And obviously, coming from my own experience, I always try to rush everything without the proper foundation. This is literally the house, okay? My trading, it collapsed all the time because I didn't have a proper plan. I was not mentally well. I mean, I wasn't sick or anything, but it was like I was emotional in the markets. I was trying to force trades. Back into the secret number 1, I was always taking those quantity setups. I was just spamming trades. Obviously, this is me at 16 years old. I was flipping burgers for $9 an hour, and I was broke, kind of depressed, but it's okay because eventually everything will work out, right? And this is actually what it takes to build a strong foundation to your trading. Obviously, you need a strong strategy. You need to be consistent with that. You cannot just change strategies because you get emotional. You have to actually follow it, follow that plan. And obviously, you got to master that psychology. This is probably the most hardest part in trading because emotions will get in your way and you cannot bow down to them. You cannot get impulsive. You cannot just start spamming trades because you're mad. Revenge trading, I used to actually do that. Revenge trading is so bad. Emotions are bad in trading. Just try to actually focus on the plan, on the mission, have a long-term vision. And obviously, you need to gain that market experience. Market experience is so important. Most people just think that if they just learn a strategy, just study, they're gonna get profitable, but it's not like that. You actually have to show up to the markets every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Analyze the markets and actually take a trade if you find the setup, because during those times when you're trading, you'll learn so much about yourself, about your trading, about your strategy, about your plan, everything, okay? And it's going to obviously help with your psychology if you're risking real money. I'm not telling you to risk a lot of money, but obviously have that risk because it's going to allow you to fix that psychology and you kind of get numb in the brain. It's a good thing in trading, okay? When you actually gain that market experience and you're trading in the markets, don't be mad when you lose, especially in the beginning, because losses are the biggest lessons in life and also in trading. Like I said, you will learn a lot about yourself, about your trading, what works and what doesn't work. It will allow you to find those root causes to your losses, okay, if you just pay attention. Secret number 3 is to get funded. By the way, these are my students right here. They're getting funded, etc. Me getting funded was the reason why I was able to grow those small accounts, because I got funded, got the payout, and I moved everything to my live accounts, which obviously grew my account. But obviously you may wonder like, well, wasn't this video about growing small accounts? Well, yes, this is the right way, because the shit that you see online is about flipping accounts, all that BS. That works sometimes. The thing is, with fundeds, you're able to grow that capital with little to no money, and especially when you have that skill set. That's why I said in the beginning, build that foundation and take those quality setups, etc., master yourself. So with fundeds, you're able to make so much more money. So obviously, like I said, I got funded, got those payouts. I was able to quit my job, and so will you if you actually have that skill set and follow through. This is me, like I said, working for $9 an hour. I was able to quit that job and obviously travel around the world and live that life. Secret number 4, stay consistent with one single strategy. I remember I was actually stuck. I was losing. And what happened? I started to strategy hop. I strategy hopped because I saw these people online making money consistently. And I thought that if I just take their strategy, I'm able to become profitable. But I didn't know that I need to master that strategy and stay consistent and actually use it for a long period of time to see, does it actually work? I used to always think that the grass is greener on the other side, which is not. Because like I said, I used to see these people make money online. I wasn't making money yet. So I took their strategy. I was losing because I didn't realize that I need to optimize it to the market conditions, all that good stuff. So eventually I just stuck to one strategy. So this is what happened. I actually mastered one single strategy. Now, obviously, understand this one thing. I can optimize the strategy always. If a market conditions change, which they will sometimes, I can optimize the strategy. I don't change it completely. I just can enter from a different time frame. I can risk a little bit less on mid-tier price action. I can risk a little bit more on good price action, etc., and etc. Learn how to optimize. Never change the strategy. You need to master one single strategy. So it's like Bruce Lee said, right? Bruce Lee said something like, I'm not afraid of a guy who knows 1,000 kicks, but I'm afraid of a guy who mastered one kick or something like that, right? You get the point. Master one single strategy and you're able to make so much more money, okay? This is part of the foundation, okay? So consistency plus patience equal success. Simple as that. This is me chilling in a villa, looking at the ocean. Never ever quit, because that's when you lose everything. All that hard work goes to trash. Just stay consistent in what you're doing, okay? And have the patience, right? Work hard. Don't get me wrong, work hard, but have the patience for the hard work to actually pay off. Secret number 5, one of the most important things in this list. You need to always reinvest your profits. Reinvest to what? Education, more funded accounts if you like them, and just allow that money to grow. You need to have that long-term vision. Now, when I ever got my first bit of profits online hitting my bank from trading, what did I do? I did what most people do in the beginning. I spent it on designer clothes. I spent it on BS, weed, drinks. Guys, stop doing that, okay? I understand that you're gonna feel your money, but in trading, you need to understand once you're profitable, your capital is the one thing that is holding you back. So you need that growth. You need to have that long-term vision. When you spend that on stupid shit, when you're not making too much money yet, there's no growth, all right? I'm gonna put it on red. There's no growth. What do you do with your profits? Like I said, reinvest into education. So maybe you get a mentor, you buy courses or whatever, and you're gonna reinvest to the thing that made you money in the first place, the fundeds, right? Have a copy trader, and now that you have more education, you have the funded accounts, what happens? You're gonna make more money, and never ever stop reinvesting. And personally, what I did at that point, once I got some good payouts from the fundeds using a copy trader, I moved everything to my live personal account, what I now trade, because I personally I don't like the rules of prop firms that much, because sometimes you may make some money and then you blow the accounts because market conditions change, etc. I personally like the live account better, but if you do prefer the prop firms, continue that if you really like it. And when you actually learn to scale with your funded accounts the right way, you can go from $0 per month to making at least 10K per month in a very short period of time. And I'm telling you, 10K is actually the minimum you should make, okay, if you actually take this seriously, right? So if you actually want to learn how to completely scale your trading, learn my strategy, all that good stuff, then take my free course from the first link in the description. Like, subscribe, and I really hope you learn from this one. As usual, I will see you on the other side. Peace out.